What's up, collective? Hope everybody's having a great day, night, morning, whenever you're seeing this. All right, so we're gonna do a quick collective read. I did a little shuffle, cut the deck, pulled out a card, and it was the world. So we're gonna see what does the collective need to know about the world. We're gonna do current energy, incoming energy, and then advice. And we're gonna do clarifiers and just talk about things. Keep in mind, oh yeah, and also the Empress popped out when I was shuffling before, but I'm gonna continue to shuffle and do a recut here, and Empress popped out again. Um, so yeah, this is entertainment only. You know, I'm not a doctor yet, not a lawyer yet, so don't take none of this. This is not legal or medical advice, but I can definitely give you some guidance on what I know. All right, so let's see. What does the collective need to know about the world? What is that? The Hermit. We're going to cut the deck, but the Hermit. So it's like there's element of wisdom. Seeing things from as they are. Holding a light to yeah, it says what? Peaceful knowledge, solo journey, solitude, careful thought, organization, wise or inspirational person, need to be alone, need for quiet time or reflection, insight, creativity, introspection. So maybe it's kind of quiet. All right. Deck. Let's see what we got here. It's on the bottom here. Page of Wands, that little bugger keeps coming up. So the bottom, it's like it's a little like a sense of adventure, a career move, energetic enthusiasm, new undertakings, risk. So there's some risk about the see in this card here, there's some pyramids. I feel like there's a new wisdom that's coming through, like this new undertaking as far as humanity goes. I see these pyramids, and I know what the pyramids are. They're batteries, they're healing chambers. The steep-sided pyramids, the step pyramids are burial chambers. The steep-sided pyramids are healing chambers and like batteries and energy centers. They're like power plants. And so I feel like there's something to do with this new with the world. And then the Hermit popped out, the Empress. It's like we're coming into this new it's a new phase. It's a new phase of the world. Like the world with the Hermit, it's like an enlightened world, you know. And with this Page of Wands, it's like we're shifting into this new pursuit, this new adventure of like world history. But let's see, what's the current energy here? Boom, look at that. Eight of Pentacles, or Eight of Cups. I said Eight of Pentacles. Wow. So Eight of Cups, like, and maybe because I said the Eight of Pentacles, like it's taken some work to get to this place. You know, like if you think about like world history and moving into this age of enlightenment and spirituality, and you know, less rules and religiosity and like hard and fast rules like right and wrong, like we're walking away from that, and we're getting into, well, we'll see. But I think the incoming energy and the advice, like we'll see. But based on these other cards, the Hermit, the World, the Empress, it's like we're getting into this new level of abundance and this new we're we can recognize what's not working. Let's put it like that. We recognize what's not working. And then I see the moon back here, and it's like we may not even be really sure like what we're walking into, but we know that we trust that it's going to be better than this shit, right? All right, so incoming energy is the Chariot. So yeah, balance. It's a coming together, taking of control, opposing forces working together. Okay, so you know we're walking away from perhaps old ways of thinking, and we're coming into alignment with people. It's like what I really want to say is we're it's like it almost like I get the feeling that it's like we're recognizing that there's like a common enemy, you know? There's a common enemy here, and like people who usually don't work together are working together and creating a sense of stability and moving forward. Um, and here with the Chariot, you've got those Sphinx, So again, it's almost like spirituality is driving the Chariot, you know. And also the black white thing, it's like yin yang, like all this, or yang, yin yang, all of this. This forward movement is going to be it's going to be led by spirituality. All right, and so what's the advice here? All right, I see this card, the Seven of Pentacles here, and Seven of Pentacles for advice. Still in the early phase of, like I see some, this guy's looking at his grapes here. They're not quite ready to harvest, or else he'd be holding them all, right? But they are growing, and it is showing progress. But I'm also seeing that like this is going to take a little bit of time. Like this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. It's like with these grapes. It's like you don't plant the grapes and then the next day you have grapes. Like you plant the plant, and then when the time is right and everything has happened, it's been pollinated and fertilized and all of this kind of stuff, and plant is alive and getting water and all these other things, then it turns into grapes, And so the advice is to like that the work is going to be worth it, is how I'm reading that. So we're moving. So the current energy is like we're walking away from these things. We're stepping out into the unknown. It's almost like a fool's type journey off of this Eight of Cups here. And the incoming energy is a Chariot, so it's fast, it's stable, it's balanced, but I think it's going to be spiritually led. And the advice is that it's going to be worth it, and the work is going to be worth it. It's definitely going to be worth it to put in that work. And yeah, it's saying like doubting value and effort, facing doubts and concerns, hope and worry. It's like the advice is like don't worry, basically, because that's not going to help anything. All right, so let's get another one. High Priestess at the bottom. So there's like, this may be something that's happening like on a collective unconscious level. I got 3 there. We'll look at them real quick. Okay, the Hermit popped out again. Wise Counsel. So I think that's the Hierophant. Could be wrong about that, but let me see here. Yeah, Hierophant. So got the Hermit, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Wands here. So it's like this spirituality is like becoming it's a fire is purifying and transformational. So it's like this is a structural change, a structural enlightenment of this individual, which is probably why they're walking away from these 8 cups. The awakening. I'm not going to take it. I'm just looking for one here. Whoop. Popped out, but went back in. Oh, shit. I'm just going to take one here. All right. And so it says this is the 2 of Earth. It says working too hard, multiple jobs, the need to bring balance and fun into your life, juggling multiple priorities, balancing the budget. You look at this guy, he's on the tightrope, man. On a boat, no less. Out in the ocean, juggling, right? Walking a tightrope, trying to make it right. Walking a tightrope, every day, every night. All right, and again, wise counselor on the bottom. So that's what we're walking away from. We're walking away from this, this guy's juggling time, he's juggling clocks, he's juggling coins. These people, like the collective, are walking away from this. It's kind of like being a slave, man. Like it's what it feels like. It's like you're a slave to it's like you're a clown for these people. You know what I mean? Like they're looking at you juggle on this tightrope, and you're juggling your time, and you're all stressed out and all this shit. And then it's like people are like laughing at you. They're like laughing at us. Like, look at all these idiots trying to make all this shit work. That's like impossible to do without selling your soul. You know what I mean? Like, damn, bro. Walking away from that shit. No, thank you. No, thank you. I got better shit to do with my time. I had a better vision for my life. Besides being your fucking court jester. You know what I mean? And being a slave to time and being a slave to money. And I just noticed this, like, he has an infinity sign on his shirt. Sideways 8 on his shirt. And it's like, they'd let you do that forever. They'll let you do that forever. Like, these people aren't going to change any systems or structures to benefit the little people. You know what I mean? 10 of Pentacles underneath the Chariot. So this is like I said, it's abundance. But because it's spirituality is leading and pulling this Chariot as balance, is like, this is like major. This is not financial security. This isn't just financial security. This is like security, like actual security. Like when they talk about, when these people in the world, these world leaders, these governments, they talk about, oh, well, we need security, and like all the money that goes into the defense industry and all of this shit that people are selling us for this false sense of security. You know, it's like we spend all this money on these defense budgets, all these jets and planes and all this shit. But then, you know, you hear on the news that like five dudes boarded a plane and flew it into a building. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what's the point of investing in all of these planes and jets and shit if people can just hijack an airplane and fly it into a building? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense, and that's why we're walking away. But this Ten of Pentacles here is not. This is like, it's pentacles. This is like earthly security. It's like practical security, like actual tangible security, which paradoxically comes from helping other people and not backing people into a corner and straining their resources and trying to control their personal lives and try to control their culture and all of this other shit. It's like this this is this is abundance. This is a spiritual abundance. This is financial and material abundance. This is like a food abundance. Like, this is earthly plane abundance here. All right, and that's where we're going. That's what I feel like this guy over here is looking at on his Seven of Pentacles. He's, you know, he's in the Seven Pentacles state of mind, but he's looking at his ten of Pentacles. He's looking at this Ten of Pentacles. Like, is it possible? Like, could it be? Is it really happening? Is it really happening? Is this really the time? Is it really about to go down? And two popped out, and I'm going to keep them because it's significant. All right. So here you've got the Five of Water, and it says focusing on the negative, things not turning out the way you anticipated, forgiveness of self or others. Everything happens for a reason. Look for the hidden blessings. And then you have release, endings that lead to new beginnings, the need to release situations or people that hold you back, spiritual transformation. So this is the 13 is the equivalent of the Death card. All right, but it's different. Like, it's, you know, I mean, I guess it could be called like an orgasm or something, but it's like the things that it's like when that thing that you wanted, when it happens, you get like this release of chemicals, you know, like you get a release of dopamine and all this other stuff. So this Seven of Pentacles, he's looking at the Ten of Pentacles, and it's like playing out, you know, the advice is to not focus on the negative, but realize that this is an ending that's leading to a new beginning, and that it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to require a little bit of work and patience, but it's totally worth it with this Ten of Pentacles here. It's like, it's totally worth it. And then on the bottom, you have the Knight of Fire. Passionate, confident, charismatic, restless. Events requiring immediate action. Trust your instincts. Stay focused. A passionate relationship. And yeah, so, you know, maybe this this Eight of Cups action to walk away from the juggling, you know, into this Chariot energy towards the Ten of Pentacles of abundance. Doesn't happen overnight. You know, this is like a new, you know, I'm getting new earth vibes from this. Like, this new earth isn't going to be built overnight, but we're walking, you know, we've made the decision to leave what's not working, and we're moving towards this abundance. And if we can focus on what we want, all right, if we can focus on what we want and not what happened, right? If we can take the best of what happened, if we can tell the most empowering story, and we can focus on what's coming long enough, then we'll get it. Collective view will have it. All right. The Fool, like that. You can't make it up, dude. Ginseng. All right. So we're gonna look that up. The Fool. All right. Here we go. Fool, ginseng. Ginseng is the herb of cosmic energy. Bro, what did I just? It's a tonic and demulcent The root is used for all deficiencies and weaknesses, and it's tied to Uranus. So unexpected. Maybe this was unexpected, but what did it say? Cosmic. Something about the cosmic. Ginseng is the herb of cosmic energy, right? So this is a cosmic thing that's happening here. If you look at this card, see that light coming in, shining on the dude, person, like a halo. You know, standing there, smelling his rose. The rose is symbolic. You know, the rose is symbolic of love. And it's like, with all of this, you know, it's like walking away from juggling and being a circus monkey for these fucking idiots and taking a risk to work with other people and collaborate with like-minded others. And it brings up the phrase, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so maybe, you know, people are going to recognize, like, hey, we have a common enemy. Like, hey, we've all been being fucked by these people for so long. Like, why do we not come together and make some changes and bring about some changes for ourselves? Seven of Wands. All right, Wild Ginger. Let's see what that's got to say. But first, let's Seven of Wands. This lady looks like she kind of looks like a pirate, but it's like, better back up, bitch. That's what it looks like she's saying. She's like, she's like, bring it. Bring it. This is worth defending. You know, it's worth defending. So here we have Seven of Wands, Wild Ginger. It's an emmenagogue. I don't know what that is. It's a new one. I have to look that up. Emmenagogue, stimulant, anti-rheumatic for delayed menses, poor blood circulation, rheumatic complaints. So I believe that's like digestive issues. Rheumatic. Here, let me read that one more time. Emmenagogue, I don't know what that is. Stimulant, anti-rheumatic for delayed menses, poor blood circulation. So this is, again, like, this is what it's like. It's not only is it spiritual, and not only is it coming in hot, and not only is it gonna like ride, it's gonna be the platform that leads the collective forward, but it's like the collective is also willing to defend this. You know, this is what gets the blood boiling. You know what I mean? This is like what gets the collective saying, like, it's like the line in the sand. You know what I mean? And it's like, you shall not pass. You know what I mean? Like, there's no going back from this. You can't have this. You know, this is ours, and you can't have it. All right. And then so on this advice for Seven of Pentacles, Cups, in this release, or five of water in this release, the Lovers. Exactly, look at that. The Lovers. More sunshine, a little bit of clouds, blue sky. All right. Parsley. Let's see what we got with Parsley. What's on the bottom here? Five of Wands. But that doesn't look like a normal Five of Wands, like fighting. That looks like, because they're around the plant, it's like they're doing some kind of defensive shit around the plant. You know, kind of like how this lady is defending this plant. You know, it's like they were building a fence around this plant. It's like the collective is united on this front. All right, so Parsley, the Lovers. The root of parsley is considered aphrodisiac, and it counteracts impotence. Oh boy. Both the leaves and root are used as a diuretic and digestant. It's Gemini ruled by Mercury. So communication, um, again, yeah, like, is this work going to pay off? Am I going to be able to eat those things later? You know? And then you've got this, like, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? To this Five of Cups release, it's like, stop worrying about, just focus on what you want. You know? Focus on what you want. Put energy into what you want, not what you don't want. All right? Because we have an ending, and every ending is an opportunity for beginning, and you don't want to bring this old bullshit into this new beginning. All right? And then you've got the Lovers here, and this lady is pointing at the light. It's like he's checking her out, which I'd get. I mean, you know what I mean? But she's looking at the sunlight, and it's like, yeah, there may be things that are hidden, because you see this moon here. There's a moon here. There's a moon here. Or maybe that's just a bubble. Look, it's the moon. Anyways, she's looking at the sun, and it's like, the sun is what's doing all the work here. Right? The sun is what's doing all the work here. The sun is hitting this plant here, and it's using the sunlight to grow grapes. You know? And so focusing on the sun, focusing on the outcome that you want, directing your mental energy onto what you want is going to bring about the results that you want. Which is this spiritual abundance that's worth defending. All right. Get another one here. Let's see. Oh, all right. Got two. What is it? Lost in Space, Needing Direction, Whale Song, Resonating. I want to put these here. It's like Lost in Space, Needing Direction. It's on the bottom here. Unmarked Trail, Revelation. Exactly. So this is like never been done, you know? Like never been done. So like Lost in Space, you know, when we're walking away, it's like you don't know, or you know, it's like, oh, and look, bro, she's even holding the world. I mean, this is like a read about the world. What does the collective need to know about the world? She's holding the world. So she's holding the world, and it's like the world's lost. And then it's like you get your, you know, you get the gusto to step off into a new direction, even though you don't know exactly what's going on because it's hidden. But you come into this higher level of this higher dimension of social social order, social relationships. And yeah, again, it is like it's an unmarked trail. And like I was saying before, it's like everything isn't going to be like we're creating it as we go. We're building it as we go. So, you know, there's a learning curve, and it might be uncomfortable, but ultimately it's worth it, and it's worth defending and fighting for. And I do want to read something about this whale song real quick, number 61. There are moments in life when you have a sense of deja vu that you visited this place, these feelings, this person before, and you know that a new opportunity to dance has come round again. Yet there is a haunting quality to this, a melancholy as life's mysterious fragility is also underlined. Like a whale song that pleads for its simple notes to be matched by another, you have a short time to capture this essence and let it resonate in a way that is potentially transformative, but only if you don't turn away. Sometimes you may forget the moments of your humanity, your truest desires, because you've become so earthbound and calculating, striving and doing. You're so overstimulated by the chase and what you're exposed to that you forget your heart. Now it's time to jump in the water and play and be reminded of your creative self, your collaborative impulse to sing along, seeking harmony, beauty, purpose, and meaning. At this moment, that is your exact invitation. You will achieve more than the plans you set in motion if you use this opportunity to explore, be curious, and take a much needed break from what your mind thinks it needs to accomplish. Your heart is calling, answer it. Damn. Okay, so like this whale song is deep, bro, because it's telling you like, you know, all of this circus bullshit, all these circus antics that these people have you coming through, like take this risk on yourself, on ourselves, on our ability to lead ourselves and find our own direction by listening to our heart. It's like, this is kind of, for me, this is kind of where it gets into this whole like the idea of government and all this shit. And it's like, do we really need, like, in 2023, do you need somebody to tell you what's right and wrong? Like, did we ever need that? You know what I mean? It's like this idea that like when you treat children like children, they act like children. But when you guide them and you teach them, children act like smart children. Like you don't want to rob the child of their innocence, but at the same time, like you want to guide them to be able to make decisions on their own and empower them to make decisions on their own. So there's like a learning process. You know what I mean? It's like you don't come down with an iron fist every time they make a mistake. Like it's a learning process. Like there's a learning curve to this. And we have to be gentle with ourselves as we move forward down this road because we're going where we're creating it as we go. I'm part of the collective, so I'm talking about this. Like we're creating this as we go. You know what I mean? It's like maybe in our subconscious, in like the 5D, we're able to get together and like talk about ideas and like what it looks like and all of this kind of stuff. But for the most part, we're walking away from this directionless, aimless, waste of energy and resources and time, and we're moving towards our spiritual inheritance, our legacy, our birthright. And the advice is to focus on where you're going and focus on learning and focus on making good choices and don't get bogged down by the story and like what got us here. Just like in your personal life, you know what I mean? It's like when you go through hard times in your personal life, like when you're healed, you have the ability to see all of those things that happen as like what led you to this place now of you standing healed in your power. It's like now you appreciate all of that stuff. It's the same thing on a global level. Like when we are able to collectively look back at the history of the world and see how all of these things have happened to lead us to this point, it's not that we're going to be glad that they happen, but we accept that they happen and we're able to tell the most empowering story and use all of that experience to bring about this, to realize this abundance and put all of that learning experience into action and into wisdom. And so just like on this global level, on the individual level, you're not going to get there by focusing, like maintaining this victim mentality is not going to empower you, and so you can't be healed. You're not going to be able to heal yourself and remain in that victim mentality. And that's kind of what this is saying for the world is like, we're not going to be able to move into this new world if we're stuck talking about this history bullshit and everybody's arguing about who's right and who's wrong and all of this other stuff. It's like, I get that that's a thing, that people need to fight about and argue about and all of that kind of stuff. But what this is saying to me is is that stuff as important or more important? Does all of that stuff outweigh what we can learn from these experiences and where we can go with it? Are we going to sit around the fire and we're going to beat this dead horse of all of this bullshit that's happened to us and all this, I wasted so much time in being angry about all of the opportunities that have been wasted or lost or whatever? Or are you going to focus and say, okay, I recognize, just like in the relationship example, you've got your interpersonal example and then you have your macro example. You know, you're going to look at this person, this toxic relationship that you left, and you're going to say, oh, I spent so much time and blah blah blah, and like, oh, she really robbed me and did this and that, or he did this and that, and it's like you're never gonna get to this your new life if you're staying drowned in that shit. Because that's what this is. That's what this is. This is like a merry-go-round of fucking nothingness. You know what I mean? Merry-go-round of nothingness. Okay, and then stranger, curiosity. Yeah, it's like, you know, the on the advice. So it's like you can focus on this. You can focus, and then on the bottom, spirit of the river, movement toward adventure. Boom! It goes so perfectly with what I was about to say. Like having this curiosity. All right, approaching what's coming with a sense of wonder and a sense of curiosity, and not a sense of like this negative Nancy, uh, you know, jaded, bitter, or even realistic. You know, I'd even go so far as to say realistic, dude, because like being realistic is kind of stupid when you think about it. I mean, when you learn about how we create, you know, being realistic is really just limitation. It's limitation. You're limiting yourself to what has already been created, so you can't possibly create anything new if you're being realistic, because everything that's real right now is kind of that you know of is kind of the limit, you know? So it's like, be curious about what's coming. Be curious about what we can create, and don't be so certain that it's going to be like last time, um, or anything like that. Be optimistic. You know, it's an adventure. This is what it's saying here. It's an adventure. All right. So here we got one of these. The word is pure magic. The word is pure magic. The power of our word comes directly from God, and faith is the force that directs his power. Everything in our virtual reality is created with the word. We use the word for the creation of our story to make sense out of everything we experience. Look at that bird singing, confetti and flowers and shit. So, like, to me, what I'm getting from this here is like, obviously it's communication, you know, there's like element of communication, but it also is like speaking your 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 dreams into existence, you know, saying no, you know what I mean, saying no. And again with this bird, you know, again there's like a spiritual component, and it's like the bird is singing the truth, and like the bird is kind of guiding the way to this this abundance. All right. Always do your best. Always do your best. Practice makes the master. By doing your best over and over, you can master the art of transformation. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. So, this is, again, fits perfectly. It's talking about not focusing on the things that you don't want. You know, like if you're going to shoot free throws, it's like it's not going to serve you to think about missing free throws. You know what I mean? Like if you just think you're going to miss all the free throws, or you have that playing in your head, then you're probably not going to make a lot. You know, so by focusing on the outcome that you want, and that's the thing. Like they did a study. They had two groups of 10 students go shoot free throws. One group visualized before they did it. The next group didn't. The group that visualized made more free throws than the group that didn't. All right. So like visualization and intention definitely play a role in creating your reality. But like what this is saying is two things. It's, you know, it's not just to not just to focus on what you want and the outcome that you want, but also in that, like there's a learning curve. You know, it's you're not gonna come straight out of the room and be running 40-yard dashes. You know what I mean? Like there is, like when you focus on doing the little things right, and I've said this before, when you focus on doing the little things right, that's when you win. So this is less of a thing on like doing it right the first time or trying to hit a home run. You know, it's like trying to hit a home run versus getting on base. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, like you've got to be able to do the little things before you can sustain the big things. And I mean, that's neither here nor there with like big or small or whatever, but like this idea of doing your best, focusing on what you can control, all right, and realizing that it's an adventure. And if you look, she's even speaking flowers and speaking beauty, you know? So speak beauty into your life, collective. All right, speak beauty into your life. You belong here. Oh hell. You belong here. All right? You belong here. You're here for a reason. Treat yourself that way. All right? You're here for a reason. If you're here, you're special. All right? No matter what you're choosing to do down here, okay, whether it's all moving the collective forward. It's just some people are doing it in a light way, some people are doing it in a dark way. But it's all moving us forward. What we got here? Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. I feel like this in relationships, I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Yeah, so these relationships here with this chariot, this balanced energy that's taking everything forward. That's where I feel like this goes with these relationships and this envy. It's like I'm the same as everybody else, but with different challenges. Like there's some kind of there's a transformation in the way in this like this social order, this social relationship. It's like there's going to be a higher order of relationships, and this idea of envying others, coveting what others have, like this abundance is going to alleviate a lot of that. And this abundance is also coming through as like a mindset. You know, we're moving into this abundant, like there's going to be physical abundance, but it's like an abundance mindset. And when you realize, like, when we have equal opportunities, you know, and people are able to do things that they want to do, but they're also that they're qualified to do and that are in alignment with like their higher calling, you don't envy other people. You know, you don't covet other people, what they have, all of that kind of stuff, because you know that you're on your path and you're going to get what's yours, you know. And also this, like, I'm the same as everybody but with different challenges. There's a certain kind of, and again, kind of coming into this whale song, it's like family is really important. These are ancient animals. this is some it's like galactic stuff. Like this is, I feel like this is like Earth family. Like the Earth family is really gonna come together and like coming together here. The Earth family. All right, and we'll get one of these from the mediumship training deck with John Holland and Lauren Rainbow. All right, and I'll just do a couple more here, and ta-da! All right, it says impression versus expression. Let's see what we got here. It says there are multiple ways that we receive information from spirit. It could be in words, images, or feelings, but how we relay or express the information back to the recipient must be carried out with due consideration and utmost care and sensitivity. And so again, this is like this deck is for mediumship training, and so it's not just about learning the skills to communicate with crossover energies and entities and loved ones, but also how to communicate with the people that you're sitting with who are seeking communication from the passed over loved one or whatever. It's basically is like your clients. You know, so many mediums are taught that you should always give what you get when delivering a message. In a sense, that's true, but as mediums, we must honor that many people look to us to assist them with their grief and are often still distraught no matter how much time has passed since their loss. Always remember that while we must be open to any spiritual impression, we are responsible for conveying a sensitive expression. So that's like you hear something from the spirit, and it's up to you as the reader to use your discernment to how to communicate that message in the most compassionate, loving way. And you know, if you have an idea of who you're reading for, I think a lot of it depends on you, you know, and the relationship that you have with the people that you're reading for. Here, I'm going to keep reading, and we'll see how this applies here to this spread here. People pass over to the spirit world in a variety of ways from natural causes, unexpected illnesses, or other circumstances. When you give off information, it's a delicate process. For example, if you're impressed with a scene of someone's passing, then you must be sensitive and discerning when you express the information to the sitter. It's possible they could be very emotional as they're still going through the bereavement process. They don't need to relive every detail of the experience again. Communicating that you're aware of a type of passing and, if possible, which area of their body was affected, as well as their relationship to the sitter, is often enough evidence for the recipient. Be kind and compassionate, as having an inherent sensitive nature is always a great asset for any medium to possess. So basically, what this is saying is like the balance between sharing information and using your discernment. You know, being able to read the play and being able to read the room and deliver messages in a way that is constructive, right? And compassionate. And I feel like this applies here in this way of like what you get versus what you do. You know, I think that's this like in another way it kind of applies to this like gaslighting, you know, like this impression versus expression. Like what are you receiving versus what are you doing about it, or like how are you sharing it, you know, like in this gaslighting, like the world is being gaslit by these psychopathic fucking losers, all right? And when you're in this state, you know, it's like you get the impression that you're just that it doesn't fucking matter what you do. You know what I mean? Like you get the impression that you could just be doing this forever and nobody fucking cares. But how do you express that? A lot of people just continue to do this. They just keep doing it. They get the impression that they don't have any value to these people. They get the impression that they're not appreciated. But how do we express that? right? And that's where this Eight of Cups comes in. We're expressing it by walking away. We're letting our actions speak, all right? You know, it says the word is pure magic, but if your actions are doing all the talking, you don't need to say shit. You know what I mean? You just walk away and figure it out and walk into higher um, this higher level of social order, this abundance, this spiritual material abundance. Um, like it's changing. It's like now we're moving into a place where we're using our hearts, right? So these impressions that we're getting and what we're expressing is totally transforming, right? Into this card here. We're learning it's a journey and it's a process, and we're learning to speak beauty into our lives, right? Letting the dove go. All right. So that's what I got for now. Hope y'all liked it, and yeah, keep your eye out for other readings later. And probably not going to do any more today. Maybe I will. I don't know, but for sure, I'm thinking about starting to do some private readings or just different readings of other types. Anyways, yeah, y'all have a great day. Love you. Peace.